So in go the shallots. You want to get those soft. And we know that cooking is all up here, right? So if you see that your pan is a little bit dry, you can always add a little extra olive oil. So just a tad more. So we want to get these soft. And with this, we're going to put something that actually comes from Sicily, capers. You can either buy them in brine or you can buy them in salt. But if you get them in salt, you want to make sure that you rinse the salt off. Okay, that's good. I think I can use that in. I'll put some of yours in there. And wasn't that easy to do?
Yes, it is. It's
okay.
very soft. It's wonderful.
All right, so now what I'd like you to do is to chop up these capers. Let's get those finely, finely minced. We want to start out using really good-looking chicken breast cutlets, and you want to make sure that they are the same thickness so that everything cooks at the same time. This actually needs just a tad more oil. Once you have those all chopped up, Lucille, you can get them right in the pan here with the shallots. So that's going to add a little salty taste, another dimension to the dish. So go ahead and put them in. And now you can stir that around a little bit. Let's get the rest of these in there because we don't want to lose anything. All right, now with that, and when those get soft, we're going to put them in this bowl. So now with this dish, we want to have some mushrooms. So for this, I would say you want a good cup and a half of the oyster mushrooms. So we have some here already diced up. And I'm going to add these to my bowl. How are they looking? That looks good. All right, I think you can take it out right into this bowl. Now with the oyster mushrooms, and I know that you know what these are. What does that say?
Porcini.
Funghi porcini secchi. That means dried porcini mushrooms. And porcini means little porks, because you've seen porcini mushrooms, haven't you? They're big and pulpy, and you never get them fresh here, but in Italy you do. But here you can get them dried. So when you get them, you have to reconstitute them, right? Because they're dry. So they look like this. And you see how brittle that is?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead, feel them. They're very brittle. So what you do is you put them in some water to reconstitute them. So you're going to have to leave them in the water like that for about 20 minutes or so. Then you want to drain them off. And you don't want to get rid of that liquid because that's great to use in soups and stews and that kind of thing. All right, now you need to put a little bit of butter in the pan. So a little butter goes in. Let me get you a spoon right here. So the butter goes in, and now we can add our mushrooms. So they go in. That's good. Mushrooms go in, and with that, the porcini. But what we want to do here is just chop them up a little bit. So why don't you give them a quick chop?
Sure.
Give that a quick chop. And add them to the mushrooms that we already have in our saute pan. And these aren't going to take very long to do it all. And again, you'll have to gauge if you need to add additional butter or olive oil if you want to, because mushrooms are like sponges, and there's a lot of water in them, but these are doing fine. So in this bag, we've got some flour. So we put the flour in. I'm going to add some salt and some pepper, and that's looking good. Okay, you put that in there, and then I have a job for you. I'll do the chicken if you do the lemons. Okay. Just zest it right in there. So for this, you want to make sure that you have chicken that's about the same size. Now these chicken breasts are not too thick, but if you did get really thick ones, then you would want to cut them horizontally so you would have two pieces of them. Yep, okay, good. So we shake that up first, and now we add the chicken pieces right into the bag. You're going to have to wash your hands after you do this part. And you just give that a little shake, and the pan looks like it's ready. Shake off the excess. This is called dredging. You just really want to dredge the chicken pieces. You don't want to overcoat them in flour. And now what we have to do here is we have to allow them to brown. Now here's the mistake that most people make, but not Lucille. And that is that they're anxious to really turn those breasts around. You don't want to do it until you see the edges start to turn color. That's when you want to turn them. Otherwise, they will not brown sufficiently. So when those are browned on one side, we'll be able to turn them over and keep going. Okay, Lucille, you see how nice and brown those look?
Okay, that's wonderful.
We can take them out.
Wonderful, too.
So let's get a dish. Now what we want to do is add some lemon juice, all of it. Now start scraping, and we want a little, oops, take the cap off, Marianne, a little Marsala. Now we're using dry Marsala. Marsala is a fortified wine that comes from Marsala, Sicily. Once you do that, you can put the chicken back in the sauce, right back in the pan. Doesn't this look good, Lucille?
It smells wonderful.
And it's
too.
so easy. I mean, we haven't even been here 15 minutes and we've made chicken marsala. So that goes in, and then we add back all of this. The onions, the shallots rather, the porcini, and the oyster mushrooms go over the top. And really, all we have to do to this now is heat this through for about 5 minutes, and chicken marsala is ready.